Hello all, welcome to another session in this course. As part of this session, I'm going to cover the next topic, that is using Object.create method in JavaScript. So let's get started. So the topic is how to use Object.create method. Object.create method. Okay. So this Object.create method in JavaScript is used to create an object using an existing object. Okay, if you want to create an object using an existing object using similar properties and all, then we can use this Object.create method. Okay, so let me show you one example here. For that, I will launch Visual Studio Code, and then just create a new JavaScript file, object-create.js. And here I'm going to create one object. Let user is equal to, and with circular curly braces, I can create an object here. I'll say name property colon. I'll just give some name. Okay, then comma. Then I would like to give experience here, experience colon. I'll give 19, comma. Okay, greet user method I'll create here. Okay, greet user colon function. Okay, like this. This is another property, console.log. Okay, welcome plus. Okay, welcome plus name. Okay, here while giving the name, I'll give user dot name. Okay, that's fine. Object's name. Okay, simple. So like this, I'll have created this. Okay, uh, one object I created. Now I want to create a replica of this object. I want to create another object which should look similar to this object, should look like a replica of this user. For example, let me create something known as person. I would like to create a person object which should be a replica. Instead of writing this code again, what I can do here is I can use something like object.create. And in this create, I need to pass this user. So what will happen? A person object, which is a replica of this user object, will be created. Okay, this is how we have to use Object.create method, guys. Now, since a replica of this user is created for the person object, now I can use this person object like this. Okay, for example, console.log. I can say person.name, then console.log, person.experience. Okay, console.log, person.create user method I'll call. Okay, I don't have to give console.log here, direct person.create user is enough. Now let me run this code to see whether a replica for this user has been created for the person, then only these properties will be accessed. Okay, so these properties like name, experience, and greet user will be inherited by this person object because we are creating a replica of the user into this person. So this will be inherited into the person. Okay, you can call this as inheritance. Okay, so this person object is inheriting all the properties of the user object. Okay, so fine. So let's go here to the terminal, new terminal, and just give here node space object, name of the JavaScript file, that is object hyphen create.js. You see, name got accessed, inherited name, inherited experience, and the great user inherited method also got accessed. So hope guys you understood what exactly is Object.create, and for reference, let's also open this notes to see whether I have covered everything. If I'm missing anything, I'll just take it from notes, okay, which I'm going to use as a reference. Fine. Object.create is a method in JavaScript that creates a new object using an existing object as a prototype, okay, as a replica or prototype, okay, of the newly created object, okay, existing object as a prototype of the newly created object, okay, fine. So fine. So here we are creating person and we are creating a replica of this person in this John. Okay. So I can use this John, which contains all these properties will be inherited by the John object in this case. Fine. So hope guys you understood what exactly, how exactly we have to use Object.create method to create a new object using an existing object as a replica or prototype. Okay. As a prototype, using the existing object as a prototype, how to create a new object, which is a replica of the Give an object. Okay, fine. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye. Hello. Welcome to another session in this course. As part of this session, I'm going to cover the next topic, that is using in operator in JavaScript. So let's begin. So in JavaScript, we have an operator known as in operator. The operator is nothing but in operator. How to use this in operator with objects in JavaScript, I'm going to cover right now. So for that, let me open this Visual Studio Code and quickly create a JavaScript file. Okay, in hyphen demo.js. And in this, I'm going to create an object first. I'll say user is equal to, I'll say name colon, just give a name. Then I'll give an experience. Some properties I'm giving. Okay. Then greet user colon function. Okay. Welcome plus. Okay. Otherwise, simply welcome. That's okay. Okay. This is a sample object I created. Now, I would like to show you how to use greet operator. Okay. Here, how to use the greet operator here. Sorry, how to use the in operator here with this object I'm going to show you. So here I'm going to write console.log. Okay. Console.log. Just give double quotes. Sorry. Just give double quotes. Inside the double quotes, you write name. Okay. Name in. Is this name property is available in user or not? I want to check. Okay. Let's run this code. Node in hyphen demo dot js. Enter. You see, it is written in true. Okay. Yes. This name property is there in this object. It confirms. In operator confirms that this name property is there inside the user object. Okay. Similarly, if I write, sorry, let me write it from first. Similarly, if I write experience in user, if I say, and what it is returning, whether it is returning true or false, let's see. Let's run this and see, you see again true got printed. Yes, it is there. Experience is also there inside this user object. Now, I would like to check whether this greet user property is there or not. Okay. Greet user property, which is a method inside this object, is available in this object or not. Let me check. Then here, let me run this code. You see again true we got. Yes, it is available. Greet user property method property is also available in this user object. Now, what if I give something which is not there? Apart from name, let's say location. Okay, let's say is location property is available in this object or not. I want to check in user. What will happen here? If I check whether this location is available in this user, yes, it's not there, right? Use name is there, experience is there, greet user is there, but location is not there. Okay. In this case, if I write node in hyphen demo.js, okay, the name of the file and extension, and press enter, you see false will come for the first time. Here we got false because location is not there in this particular object, whereas name, experience, greet user are there in this object. For them we got true, but if that particular given property is not there in the user object, with the help of in operator we found out that it's not there, that is false. Okay, so this is how we need to use in operator with objects in JavaScript. And this is one thing. Okay, this is one thing. And what if I create an object using this existing object? You see, in the previous session, I covered like how to use this object.create to create an to replicate an existing object, to create a new object which is a replica of an existing object. I covered in the previous session, so I'm doing the same now. I'll just say let person is equal to object.create, and in this create I'll just give user and put a semicolon here. So this person is there. Now if I write person here, name in person in the replicated object, okay, from an existing object I created a new object known as person, which is a replica of an existing object user. So that means these properties will be inherited by the person object. If in case these properties are inherited by the person object, will this in operator will work? Yes, for inherited properties also the in operator will work. So name in person, name will be inherited from the user property to the person, user object to the person object. So it will still return true. And here experience in person, if I say, should still return true because experience is an inherited property from the user object to the person object. So for inherited properties in the person object also, in operator will return true. Greet user is also inherited. Okay. Greet user is also inherited. I'll remove the last line and see, first of all, let me see whether these things are working or not. You say true, true, true. For inherited properties also, we are getting true here. So we are using, we are checking whether name, experience, greet user or, are available in this person or not. Yes, they are inherited from the user object to the person object and they are available. Okay. And similarly, what if I create the person's its own property? Okay. I want to, into this particular object of the person, I want to add its own object. For that, I'll write let, okay. Otherwise, I'll just write here, for example, person dot location is equal to Hyderabad. Okay, if I write like this, you see there's a dynamic way of adding the properties to the object. Okay, from outside the object you can add a new property to the object. See, this is like person its own property, guys. It's not inherited. Location is not inherited from the user. Rather, location is directly its own property that is created in the person now. Okay, so in this case also if I write here location in person, it will return true. Okay. For the inherited properties also, it will return true in operator. For the objects, its own properties, location is its own property of the person object also, it will return true. Okay. So let's see whether this is happening or not. You see, all got true. Fine. So fine. So let me cross check, whether I covered everything or did I miss anything. So I have some notes for reference. So let me open this notes and just cross check like whether I covered everything or not for you. How to use the in operator, whether I covered or not. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. In JavaScript, in operator is used to check whether a property exists in an object or not. Okay, that is the purpose of the in operator. Okay, whether a particular property is available in the given object or not, it will either return true or false. Whether that property is objects its own property or the property is inherited from other object doesn't matter, guys. In operator will return true. Okay, you see, in operator will return true if the property is available or inherited from another object. Okay, fine. So yeah, so this is like object.create. Just now I told you, right? This is the example. Fine. So that's all for this session, guys. So that's all for this session. This is how we need to use in operator in JavaScript with objects to see whether a particular object is present in the object or not, or is inherited by the object or not. To check, we can use in operator in JavaScript. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.